Hello, my friends. This is Jeannie. Welcome. For those who are returning visitors, welcome back and thank you. This is part 2 of my Create With Me, how to make a fringed cupcake liner shaker wand. That is a mouthful, right? But it is such a fun project, my friends. I am having so much fun making these that it's becoming a little bit of an addiction. So hopefully I'll get it out of my system and move on to my next Create With Me series. But for now, this is my little obsession. In part 1, I showed you how to make these super simple, super cute paper wands using 6 cupcake liners, 2 cutouts, a paper straw, some glue, a pair of scissors or fringe scissors if you have fringe scissors, but you don't need them. Using those basic, simple, inexpensive elements, you can make these super cute wands. I love them. And there's so many different ways that you can decorate this. I mean, the sky's the limit. You're simply limited by your imagination and nothing more. Or I should say nothing else. It's late, people, so forgive me if I sound a little punchy. I have been up making these like for hours and then realized maybe I need to film the second part of my tutorial so I can share with you what the finished product looks like. So again, super fun, super easy project. The second part is creating these shaker pockets or shaker elements. I decided to decorate my wands with shakers just because, why not? How fun is that, right? So fun, so fun. These are the 3 that I've decorated so far. And I love the way they turned out. I'm going to show you my method for making these shaker elements. And I emphasize the words, my method. Okay? This is what works for me. This is how I do it. If it doesn't work for you, cool. That's okay. You know, I tried. I can only share with, share what I know. At the end of the day, you have to find a method that works for you. Maybe you can pick up some tips here and then do a YouTube search. I really do speak English. YouTube search and find other tutorials on how to make shaker elements. Put everything that you learn from those different videos together and you will find a method that works for you. It's essentially what I've done. I have 2 methods. I have the super easy, no-brainer method, which is my favorite. And that is using these shaker pouches. And then I have another method that is still easy, but just requires a bit more work and also patience. So let's start with the super easy. I love using these shaker pouches. This is a shaker pouch. Right? You see that? The best description I have for it is it's almost like a shallow dish, if you can make that out. A shallow dish that you can fill with shaker bits and then cover the back and you have an awesome little shaker. Okay? So, for example, all you have to do, if you don't have a circle punch that fits this particular shape, trace the circle or trace the pouch, put it down on a sheet of paper, trace it, cut the circle out, and before you know it, you have your background, right? There it is. All you need to do is fill this in with your shaker bits, glue, put like a little bead of glue around the lip of the pouch, put the paper on top, let that adhere, and you'll have an awesome little pocket, right? That works. Super simple, super easy. And these, my friends, you can get anywhere. My brand, the brand I like to use is My Favorite Things, but every crafty company out there, I'm sure, makes them. You can do an Amazon search or a Google search for these, and you'll see that there are many, many different options out there, different shapes, different sizes, okay, even dimension, depth-wise, you have a lot of options. I just like these because they're, for me, the most versatile and easiest to work with. And these are just simply called shaker pouches. I don't know what other companies call them, but my favorite things calls them shaker pouches. And I love them. Okay, especially the circle ones, because we can all trace circles, cut out circles, glue the back onto the pouch, and boom, you have a shaker element. Okay, and doing it like this is fine, right? But you know me, I want to kind of, I don't know, jazz it up a little bit, right? So it's not enough for me to just cut the circle and glue it onto the back after I fill the pouch. I kind of I want it to be a little bit more, I want to dress it up a little more. I want to cover this plastic lip right here. You see that plastic lip? So you could do it one of two ways. You can, in addition to tracing this outside circle, also trace the pouch circle itself. Then what you do is you cut out the whole circle, and then after you cut out the whole circle, you cut out the smaller pouch circle inside here, so that you create something that kind of looks like this, right? So this is the whole size of the circle, plus a smaller opening for the smaller pouch. So you would be doing two traces, the outside and the pouch itself. And once you cut out both circles, you end up kind of with like a rim. You end up with a rim. Yeah, a rim for your shaker that you can use to cover the top like that. Super easy, right? And then you glue on, you put in your shaker bits, you glue this on, and look, boom, you'll have a shaker pouch or a shaker element that you can use. Okay, now that's cute, yeah, but I wanted something even a little fancier, so I went through my die collection and I just found decorative circle dies. I found dies that were larger than the shaker pouch itself, and this is a teardrop circle die. I do believe this is by, oh my gosh, I forget who it's by. It was part of a D-stash that I picked up from someone. But if you do a search for teardrop circle die, I'm sure something very similar to this will come out. It's a stackable die, meaning they're different sizes. They kind of graduate from small all the way to super big. I just found one that was slightly bigger than the pouch itself. Okay, so then when I cut it out, I had this really nice border. Okay, and I also wanted it to be large enough where I can cut a smaller circle inside of it to create an opening to slide this through. And I'll show you what I mean. Look, so this is the die cut as a whole. Then what I did was found a circle die to cut the inside out, cut it out, so that I create this little opening here. So I have this gorgeous decorative border, and I have the opening in the middle, and I can slide this pouch in. Isn't that awesome? Super easy. So then all you have to do is take some glue, take your pouch, and take your paper border and glue that together. So let's see. Is this glue going to cooperate with me? It actually is. Yay! I don't know. I love these fine tips, but oh my God, it doesn't always cooperate. So I'm going to put a small bead of glue. Okay. Then I'm going to carefully slide this in. I'm going to lay it flat, and I'm just going to press on that. And you see just how much nicer it looks all dressed up like this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just filling it with shaker bits and feeling the back and sealing the back, but I just like something a little fancier. And I'm going to use this clay tool. Listen, you find new purposes for things in your craft stash. I have these tools that I use for working with polymer clay, and it has kind of like this ball at the end, and I just use that to press, make sure I get a good seal. But you can also use your fingers, you can use a eraser from the end of a pencil, whatever works for you. Okay, so look at that, very pretty. Now all I have to do is fill that with some shaker bits and then cover the back. I could use this bigger circle to cover the back, right? And once I fill it, I'll have something super pretty like that. Okay, could definitely do that. Or I could even just use a circle and cover that as well. It's basically whatever works. So I think what I'm going to do, I love this yellow. Let me find a color that works with that yellow. Maybe more yellow. I'm going to go yellow on yellow. Here's another circle. Ooh, I can put that behind there. That's super cute, isn't it? Yep. So I'm going to fill my pouch before I glue it. And again, I'm just pressing, making sure I have a good stick. I also, in addition to putting shaker bits, I like to use these little punch outs. To punch out cute little paper elements to add in there. I'm going to add a couple of little butterflies. Pink, why not? Let's add a blue. Blue is so pretty. Why not? Add a blue. It's also a good way. Those punch outs are a good way to use up scraps, right? Then I have some sequins, seed beads, and a bunch of other little bits. I got these from Dollar Tree. Love Dollar Tree. They have a nice assortment of sequins, different colors. They come in these packs like this. Do you see that? For $1, you can't go wrong. Okay, and I also have a nice assortment of seed beads that I picked up through, I believe it was Amazon. And using all of that, I made a nice little mix here that I'm going to add in there. You can add as much or as little in terms of shaker bits. I usually find that I put too much or not enough. I never find that happy middle. Like right now, I think I put too much. I'm going to scoop a little bit out. I don't want it so crowded in there that it's not going to move. That's perfect. I'm going to take my back, and I'm also going to put another bead of glue. And again, let's see if this thing cooperates with me. These fine tips, when they work, they're awesome. When they don't work, they're a pain in the butt because they clog super, super easy. And I'm constantly having to use a pin And now I can't find my pin. Of course, why would I find my pin? I'm having to constantly use a pin. Here we go. Nope. That's all right. We'll use some of this. Constantly having to use a pin to unclog it, which is a pain in the butt. But that's okay. I got another tool, my finger. It's the best tool I have, right? So let's go ahead, put a little bit of glue around this. Oh my gosh, where has the weekend gone? It's already Sunday. It's actually late Saturday night, early Sunday morning maybe. I haven't even looked at the the phone, my iPhone, in a little bit, so I'm not sure what time it is. I'm almost sure it's after midnight. I know that much. Yep. So there we go. Super cute. I'm loving that. Let me wipe some of this glue off my hands. And there we have an awesome shaker element. Love that, right? Of course, we have to add a little more to that. We need to add some bling. I have this rhinestone bling on a roll. I picked this up at Michael's long time ago. It's by Recollections. I also have this bling on a roll. I think I got this at Michael's as well. Trim border bling trim. Was it Michael's? I don't know where I got it from, but we all have bling that we can use. So basically all I did was cut a thin strip of that bling so that I can trim or border, I can say trim, the pouch with some bling. So what do you think, pink or yellow? I like the yellow, so we're gonna go with yellow. Let's do yellow. Yellow's awesome. So I cut a strip, my best guesstimate on what I think it's going to take to trim this. And this bling is it has adhesive on it. So super easy, right? Super easy. Let's go ahead. And I love this bling on a string, so to speak, because it's flexible. And as you can see, I'm having no problems shaping it to the size of my pouch. This is coming out really cute. I think I guessed correctly. Did I? What? One short. Oh, it's so close. Nobody will ever know. It looks almost perfect. Almost perfect. I love it, love it, love it. So there we go. Isn't that absolutely adorable? Love the way that turned out. And then all I have to do is I'll let that set for a little bit, and I'll take one that I know is already dry. Like this one's already dry. All I have to do is take my wand, add a little bit of glue. Oh, let's find a wand that needs a shaker. Yep. I'm gonna pick this glue up. Might, no sense in wasting it. Putting that there. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Add a little bit more. I use my fingers for everything. Everything. Spread that around. I'm also going to put some glue on the back here and just stick that on. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Gonna let that set. And once that dries, we'll have an awesome, I think I need a little bit more glue. Oh, actually, no, it's stuck. Very good. And press that down a little bit. Oh my gosh. So what are you crafting? What have you been crafting lately? I think what I'm going to do next after I finish these wands is maybe some resin. And I also have to get my butt in high gear for Girl Scout award season. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing in terms of presentations for my girls this year. Last year I made badge books. The year before I made paper purses. I'm not sure what I'm doing this year, but I have to get on it because Court of Awards is in about 3 weeks and I haven't even given it much thought. I need to get on that. So isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. That's the end result. I think it's absolutely adorable. Okay, so that is the shaker pouch method. Another method you can use requires that you have dies. Okay, dies. It also requires some acetate. You don't have to go out and buy acetate. You can use some old packaging. A lot of our craft supplies comes in these clear plastic wrappings, containers. If you get a nice big flat piece like I did with this one particular package, totally save this. And what you can do is trace out whatever shape you want your shaker element to be, cut it out, and you have a nice little shaker window using these. So I'm going to continue with the circle theme. So what I did was I found two dies, two circle dies that work together. Whatever size you use, you want one bigger one and one slightly smaller. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is, using the larger die, is cut out a base for your shaker element, right? Simple base. So using this, these are two dies that I taped together, and you'll understand why I taped them in a little bit, but I taped them together. But before I taped them together, I used the larger one, this bigger one out here, to cut this base so that I would have somewhere to build from. So that is going to be my base. I also used that same large circle die to cut a piece of acetate or clear plastic covering. You're going to use that to create your window. Then I took the smaller die, lined it up on the inside, okay, taped them together because I knew I would want to make more than one of these smaller kind of border circles, and I wanted all of them to be the exact same size, so I taped this together so they don't move. Okay, this guarantees that all of my borders are going to be the exact same size. What do I mean by borders? Well, I will show you. By doing this, by taking a bigger die and taking one slightly smaller and putting it on the inside, running it through your die cut machine, you create these circles, these open circles, or these borders. Okay, now what you could do is run this through your die cut machine many times until you get a nice stack of these circles. Glue them together to create some depth, and then take your acetate, glue it on top to create that window, and then glue another border on top of that so you can frame it and you don't see the plastic itself. Flip it over, fill it, and then put the back on it. Okay, or instead of creating tons of these so that you can create some dimension, you need dimension in order to have somewhere to pour your shaker bits in. You're kind of creating your own shaker pouch. I use fun foam or foam. It comes, you see them at the Dollar Tree in different colors. Sheets of foam. I like to use the white ones. Using this same stack, I run it through my machine, but instead of using paper, I use fun foam. And I cut out these circles. I cut out a few of them so that I can stack them. It's thicker than paper, so that I don't need as many as I would need if I was using paper to create the shaker pocket or pouch. I only need about 2 of these. Once these are cut, I stack them, glue them until I have enough thickness where I know I can fit some shaker bits. Then what I do, okay, so I have the foam circles, I have the decorative circle, I have the plastic. I'm going to use some glue. Put some glue. I think I need more glue. More glue. There we go. I think that's a good amount. I'm going to take my clear plastic, stick it on top. Then I'm going to add some glue to my decorative paper border. I want to be careful I don't add too much. I'm a little heavy-handed with glue. Yeah. I don't know why I feel like I need to add so much glue. It's like I'm gluing for my life. We're going to carefully glue this on here, trying not to get any glue. Okay, so doing that, we created our own little shaker pouch. Check that out. Oopsie. Look at that. See that? That's the front. It has the plastic on it. Turn it over. Because of the foam, you now have some dimension. So all you have to do is fill this, and then using that larger circle that you cut out, cover it up. So let's see. Do I have... I thought I cut out... Yeah, here's a pretty purple. Since I have polka dots, I'm going to use that one. I'm going to add a few more. Like I did with the last one, I'm going to add some butterflies here. Let's see. We'll add a purple. We'll add a blue, like the blue. Like the orange. And what other color should we add? We'll add another one of those. Okay. Take the rest of these, of this mix. Do we have enough in there? What do you think? I think we need a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit more, I'm going to reach. Oh my gosh, look, there's the pin that I was looking for before. It's always like that. When you're looking for it, you can't find it. When you're not looking for it, it pops up. Unbelievable. All right. I'm going to add a little bit more of that. A little bit more of the pink. I like the pink. Oh my gosh, guys. I tell you, I love making these create with me videos. I do. I find that some things are easier to demonstrate than others. Like demonstrating how to make a shaker. I wasn't sure how that was going to go because it really is an individual thing depending on what supplies you have on hand. I try to do my tutorials in a way where you don't necessarily have to have tons of fancy die cuts or whatnot or tools to create the project, but sometimes it just can't be helped. The convenience of crafty projects, crafty tools is just, it's amazing, right? So I wasn't sure if this video, the part two of making the shakers would translate well on video, but I'm giving it a try. Hopefully everyone's following with me. If not, that's okay. I tried. That's all I can do. That's all I can do, my friends. I can only try. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add. Did I get... Oh, I did get it open. I'm going to add a bead of glue on the top here. So yeah, as I was saying, I think the next one is going to be resin. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see on what my work schedule is. I do have a full-time job. This is a hobby. Fun hobby, but a hobby. So, and resin is definitely a multi-day project because you have to let that stuff cure. But it's so much fun. If you never worked with resin, holy cow. It is so much fun. I love it. Love it. I'm going to add this to the top. Carefully press down. So my friends, I'm going to flip this over carefully because it's not dry. I'm not going to be able to shake it because it still needs to dry. But there is a super cute little shaker that I created using circle dies. So there you have it, my friends. My two methods. Shaker pouches using those shaker pouches, some bling. You get this super awesome little embellishment, which I'm very happy with. Or you can use some fun foam, some die cuts, or you can even trace circles and cut them out. You don't need die cuts. And create these awesome little embellishments. Now, if you don't want to use fun foam, or you don't have fun foam, what you can do is use double-sided tape, like that Score double-sided tape. You can use that to give it some dimension as opposed to the fun foam. I just use the fun foam because it's easier and I don't have to worry about cutting little bits and pieces of double-sided tape to fit the shape of my project. I can use the same die cut that I use to cut the project, to cut the fun foam too. So super easy. I'm all about super easy. Okay. And the easier, the better. That's the rule in my book, I tell you. So I'm going to move this little guy to the side so that he can dry. I'll move my die to the side. All these extra cutouts. And I will show you the finished project. Now for me, my friends, I think this is by far the hardest tutorial that I have filmed, in the sense that I don't know if my instructions translated well in this video. I don't know if I'm clear, but hopefully just watching you'll get what I'm trying to explain, and you'll pick up some tips and tricks that work for you. So this concludes this particular series, my friends, on how to make these awesome fringed paper or I should say Fringed Cupcake Liner Shaker Wands. I hope that you're inspired by these videos. I hope that you picked up some tips and tricks that you can incorporate into your crafty projects. I will continue to make these videos simply because I enjoy making them. If you like them, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, continue to visit my channel because I will be posting more of these Create With Me videos. I truly, truly do appreciate it, and I hope you will visit me again. Until next time, my friends, bye-bye.